Black Summoner episode 5. And in this episode, we finally get introduced to what is our new character in this anime, or new, I don't know if you can call her protagonist, but side protagonist, which is Sera, the Demon Lord's daughter. And we learn a lot of things about her in this episode. We learn current things about her, and we learn things about her of her past. So yeah, I mean, in that sense, this episode is diving into what is her character and personality, which is something that I actually wanted to see, because that is what I said in the last episode review, that I wanted to see more about her in this episode. So yeah, we got to see that in this episode. But even before I begin, my episode review, I want to say that I don't know if anybody caught it, but we actually kind of saw a preview of what Melfina looked like. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but there was a scene, I think it was at the middle part of the episode or somewhat later in the middle part, that actually show what Melfina looked like. If I'm remembering correctly, it was a girl that had kind of blue greenish hair, somewhat like that. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of a tease, I don't know if you can call it like that, but yeah, it was out of nowhere. I don't know if that is someone else, if I'm forgetting someone, but I think that was her, because Cloto, Efil, and Gerard were shown, and yeah, there was another person shown, so maybe that is her. I think that is her. So yeah, that came out of nowhere. Actually, that surprised me. And so yeah, let's see if we can actually see a little bit more of her in future episodes, but this is the actual first time I think we see her and her appearance. So yeah, now getting into the episode starts with with what happened in the last episode. And actually, something pretty surprising that we saw in this episode is, I already said that the whole episode revolved around the story of who Sera is, her backstory, her current story, her mentality, her personality, and things of that nature. But I will say the second thing the episode focused on, or the second priority of the episode, was to show us also the backstory, the personality, the character of Viktor, the archdemon. And I gotta say, the last episode actually did a good job in tricking us into thinking that this demon Viktor was actually a bad person, was actually evil, because it even had me fooled. Just watch the last episode review and see all the things I said about Viktor. It really had me fooled, because I said that he was going to eat, Sera, that he was evil and all of those things. And in this episode, he actually did the opposite. For example, we actually learned that he didn't actually wanted to eat Sera. He didn't wanted to do that. So that is something that I said that he was going to do in the last episode, mainly because he said it himself. But in this episode, it was disproven. He never actually planned to do that in the first place. So yeah, I mean, that is actually surprising and shocking, given what I said in the last episode. And the reason for it is because he actually cares about Sera. He actually cares about the Demon Lord's daughter, because he has been taking care of her since she was little, basically since she was born. And yeah, I mean, he actually cares a lot about Sera. He even stopped the boulder from crushing her, and basically gave his life away to save her. It is kind of weird how he says that the only way for Kelvin, Gerard, Efil, Cloto to attack him with full power, with full strength, with no holding back, was to basically lie and put up this persona of being an evil archdemon. I guess it worked in a sense, because they were going all out against him, but what was the purpose of that? I mean, did he want to die? Did he have a death wish? Or I don't know if I missed something in the episode, but I don't know what the purpose of his death was in this episode. Of course, aside from, being an extra motivation for Sera, of being a better person, or a better demon, I should say, in future episodes, and being a catalyst to grow in future episodes. So besides that, I don't know what his reason was to doing that, but yeah, I mean, that happened. He died. And we also learned that Gustav, the third demon lord, actually, when he died, put a spell, a curse, more of a spell actually, on his daughter, on Sera, to get teleported into an unknown place, and a seal. and that seal will only be broken by a human that is not a hero. So yeah, not even a demon or another species can break the seal, only a human, because apparently humans are weak. And that happened because actually Kelvin got to, to break the seal. And actually she joined Kelvin's party pretty easily, to be honest. I actually thought there was going to be more convincing from Kelvin's part to, in order for her to join him, but no, I mean, it went really smoothly actually. So yeah, I mean, there is that. I guess it also helped that she wanted, to know a little bit more about the outside world. She wanted to know about the towns, about the ocean, and things of that nature. So maybe that helped smooth things between her trying to join and Kelvin not trying to use that much convincing tactics in order for her to join. So yeah, I guess that helped. Well, another thing we learned in the episode is that apparently Gerard leveled up, and I think it was mentioned that also Cloto leveled up because Kelvin said that Cloto was acting weird. So yeah, I think it was hinted that it actually also leveled up. So Gerard is actually level 80 now, so pretty high, to be honest. And well, the Archdemon Viktor was actually level 86, so yeah, pretty also high. We also see that in this episode Kelvin levels up at the end of the episode to rank A, and apparently the guildmaster was making this sort of mission to be his exam to get promoted to rank A, because if the demon was rank A or higher, he was basically going to get promoted to class A without having to take the exam, because that was going to be the exam. So yeah, he actually got promoted to rank A. And well, I guess also Efil got promoted to rank B because she was rank C and also one mission away from leveling up. So yeah, I think that also happened too. We actually didn't get to see how strong, that Demon Lord's daughter is. We got to see a little bit of her training with Viktor, but we actually didn't see how strong she is, what is her level. Maybe in the next episode we get to see that if they actually fight someone. At this point, I mean, the party of Kelvin is actually pretty strong, to be honest. I actually didn't think that the fight was going to go that smoothly, but I guess I underestimated how powerful Kelvin, Efil, Gerard is. I mean, Gerard actually put in the hands in this episode because he was actually going all out. And yeah, I mean, he actually did a good work on trying to stop, and defeating Viktor. So he was actually, well, pretty good, to be honest, in that fight. And even after herself, I knew that she was strong because 1 month had passed in the last episode, when the last episode, preview. So yeah, of course she was strong, but we actually got to see how strong she was in this episode, and Kelvin too, of course. So I mean, yeah, I guess at this point I would say that Kelvin is stronger or at the same level of the heroes, because I mean, the Archdemon was not that easy to defeat. I mean, they were able to defeat it that easily, but that is just because they are so overpowered and so, so yeah, overpowered, I guess. And maybe even the heroes may have not able to defeat him. So maybe at this point, Kelvin is actually stronger than them. We'll actually have to see in future episodes if that is the case. I mean, I guess it also depends how much time it will actually take for them to, to meet each other. So of course, the more time it passes between them two meeting each other, and by them two I mean Kelvin and the heroes, well, of course, the more probable is that Kelvin is actually stronger than them. So yeah, that is also worth considering. But yeah, I mean, that is everything that happened in this episode. I guess the other thing that we saw at the second part of the episode was just basically learning a little bit more about Sera, about her backstory, about her basically being shocked and wonder in seeing the, the human civilization and, the market and things like that. So being, recluse and locked away, not so much locked away, but being always in the mansion made her want to see and explore the outside world, which I already said that could also be the reason why she joined that easily to Kelvin's party. So yeah, that is the fifth, I think it is fifth episode if I'm not mistaken, of Black Summoner. A pretty enjoyable couple of episodes at this point. I think in a sense, or in a summary, this anime has given everything that I expected it was going to be. Not that that is a bad thing, that is actually a good thing, because I expected things to more or less unfold like it has been unfolding. So yeah, that is actually a good thing from my perspective, and I hope it continues like that, because like I said already, I am enjoying the anime, and I don't know if other people are watching this anime. I don't know how popular it is, but like I said already, for my part, it is yeah, a pretty good anime. I wasn't actually expecting to be into this anime when I started watching it. I actually didn't even knew I was going to do a review of the anime, so that also says a lot about how much I am liking this anime. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.